Okay, first things first, let's address the $17. Guys, I'm not blowing up Twitter and I'm not blowing up YouTube saying that Jasmy's going to hit $17 this year. No, that's not possible. I don't think so. Even if a miracle happened for the project, I don't even think going into 2025 we would hit $17. But I believe we are truly essentially going to get there because Jasmy has changed the game with Junction. Now Junction is a layer 2, and from my understanding there will be tokens for Junction coming, but I don't know. Let's go through it. We're going to go through the project deep and deep. So guys, again, I'm not saying Jasmy's going to hit $17, but I do believe it's going to hit $1.20 to $1.40 in 2025. Let's go. All right, let's talk about Junction. Let's talk about this new layer 2 project that Jasmy has now launched, and the website is now available. And this is to add to the Panasonic partnership that Jasmy has to build its data locker, the PDL locker. So this is all added value. So let's uncover what it is. Let's talk about Junction layer 2, first verifiable, synergetic, and scalable AI service. What does that mean? Let's talk about it. Guys, before we hop into the video, I just want to hit a little bit of my sponsor right here, Crypto Slots. Guys, there's a link in the description. Make sure you guys come. If you guys are on Twitter, hit that follow for Crypto Slots. This is a way to earn massive money in crypto with crypto lottos, etc., etc. Check out the Twitter site on here, guys. There's a link in the description. If you guys sign up, you get a huge sign-on bonus, so check that out. Crypto Slots link is in the description, guys. If you guys want to check it even more, come to the Twitter at crypto_slots. Make sure you guys check it out, guys. This will help me out, so help me out. All right, let's get into this video. So here we are at the newly released Junction website. It's interesting because what Junction is basically what it was created for. It was, in my sense, and this is just me looking at it, was to actually take a, Jasmy and build an ecosystem behind it, which is very, very unique because they're coming out hard with, a first project into Jasmy as a layer 2, and this is Junction. Now, this is basically created to be a scalable AI service, right? So Junction basically uses the smart contracts to automate basically machine learning and AI intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence. The key elements are essentially AI models, and then you have GPU computing, and then data feeding, and then data labeling. And this is all integrated into Junction for co-processing. So basically, the ability to retain data, understand and label data through smart contracts. And now I think for this being a project of this magnitude, and if you understand, I'm trying to do a little bit of comparison between internet computer and the way that Junction is doing, but it's hard because there is not a real true comparison. But when you talk about trustless ways of doing things and cloud computing, you're talking about now Junction is going into AI processing, right? So you're using artificial intelligence to basically bridge the gap between layer 1 and layer 2 and how they perform together. So what Junction has is the ability to do and perform research scheduling, right, and management. So you need to consider like how reasonable and what type of safe allocation and resources such as arithmetic, data storage, bandwidth, etc. inside Junction built in the system to ensure that various users and participants are met efficiently, reliable, and most importantly, how to route right information in the process of the way that they built this project. And it's the key factor is the way that it's built, right? So if you look at how it works, right? So it labels right here on the website, talks about decoupling, pipeline, and proof, right? So what does that even mean? Well, there's a lot of things that go into Junction on how it works, and some of the key items on it is like data acquisition, right? So what is data acquisition? Well, it's a process of extracting data from a variety of sources where you can obtain that information, that data, both off-chain and on-chain, and give reasonable compensation to data providers. Now, that's where Jasmy was built upon, was being able to complete that with the PDL data locker. Now they took that to another level, and that's where Junction came in to be able to take that to the next level, right? So they built the PDL, and with Junction they're able to really mass scale that out into becoming a better performing system. And this is what Internet Computer does. And I'm going to reference back because there's a lot of high points that Internet Computer has that are in relation to Jasmy. And that's why I think it's so powerful, because when you look at Internet Computer and the size and the scope of what that project is, and you look at something like Junction, you can understand that project of Junction can expand tremendously. Another key important thing is the proof of workload, right? So in order to build truly a de-trusted computational network and provide financial incentives for participation, right? So this is what Jasmy's always been about, was being able to have control data democracy, so they, as a user, you could be compensated. So Junction has to have a way to verify computational work, and this is where AI is very important, and why it's integrated to perform a process like that. So I think looking at where Jasmy has always been headed, again referencing back to the PDL locker, they needed something more powerful, right? So they always were saying from the beginning, so if you guys have been with Jasmy from the beginning, they were saying that they needed to build a stronger basically a decentralized hub, right? So they needed something more powerful than just a data locker to be able to bring in many more users. And this is how they decided that they were going to be able to scale out the utility with the simple PDL locker that was created, and they knocked it out the park by creating Junction, because now Junction's going to give them that it's going to give them the PDL on steroids. So now it's going to have AI capabilities. It's going to have the workload, proof of workload. So proof of workload is essentially what tags the project, right? So you have proof of stake, proof of work, proof of this, proof of that. While they have proof of workload, and that's what's associated with Junction. Also, this project has gaming mechanisms, right? So if we know Sony and the way that they do things, and they use gaming, is very critical for Junction as well, because the gaming mechanisms, that there are multiple roles basically in the way that they participating in with the system, right? Because there's a lot of computational tasks that need to happen to allow the gaming mechanism to take place. So what needs to happen is for gaming providers like Sony, Xbox, etc., they have to have data providers, data annotators, basically there has to be a grant to say, hey, you could go in and capture the data of these specific gamer tags, or etc. So basically what they do is what they did was created a need to design a fair and reasonable gaming mechanism that makes it possible for both to incentivize the roles in the system and complete the required tasks that maximize the benefits among the roles. Basically, the gamer tags are going to have the ability to be compensated for allowing them to collect their data on how they play games, and so on and so forth, which is, it's awesome. So you understanding that is a plus. So why Junction, right? Why Junction? And why Junction is so important is because there's many numerous things that, I see is for the future. This is going to be a very, very large scale project, and it's going to bring massive money because we're going to have massive users. This is going to be a project that brings in a lot of users. And why? It's basically because, at this present time, there was a lot of people in a lot of countries that were really not concerned about data, and the way that data was being looked at and taken and utilized. Again, I go back to Instagram. If you guys watch my videos, Instagram, Facebook, etc., they always take our data, right? Even with our cell phones, they track our data so much, but more and more people are starting to pay attention to personal data privacy, right? So with countries already basically legislated to manage data, and they're so concerned about their data because data has been being breached left and right. I mean, Ticketmaster was one of the biggest data breaches. We have some major banks. If you guys are in the United States, like I said, Ticketmaster had a big data breach. There's banking that have DMV's been hacked. A lot of places have been hacked, and still your personal information. Well, it's the same thing with data, right? So whenever you're typing in personal information on the World Wide Web, you forfeit basically the rights to your data because you're putting out your information in a space that really is not protected by much. But this is the positive with Junction and actually Web3, is because we're getting into a phase where we're getting more and more security and privacy with our data, and having with Junction and Jasmy having the ability to really keep our data safe. This is a plus, right? Because now using Web3, it's going to be a lot safer. There's a lot more going on. There's more control in the space, and I believe that with Junction, it's going to bring forth a great solution to protecting our data, being able to be monetized for our data, right? So another thing for Junction, if you look at parallelization, right? So parallelization is basically what it is a deep learning, the most important problem solving process, right, in AI training, right? So what are a lot of companies doing? They're using AI to basically mirror positions that people currently are in. So now this is going to be a scary thing for the future because AI is getting ready to take over a lot of responsibilities that normal human beings do. So with parallelization, right, it's basically like GPU training, right? So it gives you training abilities to be able to understand how to operate an AI and how to utilize it, right? So it's a good thing to have AI do a lot of the footwork, but our goals now as human beings should be able to understand how AI works and become a master of how AI is utilized. So this is important because now we have to focus in as getting into ourselves in that phase of technology for projects like Junction, projects like Internet Computer, Render, all these AI projects that are going to be to advantage of businesses that are trying to basically continue becoming lean companies utilizing AI and eliminating the use of overhead, right? So that's important because if you learn about Junction, then you can learn about GPU rendering, you can learn about the efficiency and the capabilities, and then obviously what the pipeline holds for AI in the future. Okay, and lastly, I want to touch on four the most important attributes for Jasmy and for Junction and for this project. For you to understand, if you guys are cryptocurrency nerds, then you're going to understand what I'm talking about. If not, I suggest you watch the video, go through what I was talking about and kind of figure it out. But number one, designing the way Junction accomplishes data acquisition and pre-processing from both on-chain and off-chain. So that is huge. If you understand Internet Computer, Internet Computer works 100% on-chain, right? Projects like Ethereum, run off-chain and then partially on-chain. So write that. And then using microservice architecture and basically to simplify AI model development process by packing algorithms, right? So I'll touch on that a little bit. So algorithms are huge when it comes to data collection. Always remember that data collection and algorithms work hand in hand, and this is something that Junction is going to basically set as a standard of excellence, right? So that's what they want to achieve with excellence, is understanding the connection between AI modeling and then algorithms, right? So system runtimes and automations, adding standard APIs, right? Network resources, facilitate system scheduling management, providing end-to-end computational power routing solution on top of that. So basically mastering data, AI collection, and then putting that into a system and running with it. Analyze the scheme of efficiency, scheduling GPU, idle arithmetic using a mixing part of algorithm and its rationality. So why is that so different from other companies, right? Because what it is that Junction is going to be the first AI combination with AI and data plugged into being able to communicate between layer 1 and layer 2, which is going to be huge. And this is going to be possible. Remember, on-chain, off-chain, AI data, connection, layer 1, layer 2, which other companies can't communicate. Okay, so now that's something that's different, right? But the last thing is, designing a GPU, right? Arithmetic market, constructing a role model and gaming mechanism within Junction's system, and pricing the work of arithmetic providers using a workload correlation function with participants and the VCG mechanism. Now, again, if you're a crypto nerd like me, you would understand what that is. But basically, it's Junction is building a layer 2, right? So this is Junction layer 2 building to do what no other project can do by bridging layer 1 and layer 2 with the power of data democracy, AI, and GPU. So understand all that. That is basically the foundation of what Jasmy, and it goes deeper than that. And I'm going to come out with another video, guys, because I just blew your mind. Hopefully, hit that like and subscribe. Guys, this is the team of Junction, CEO, Hera. If you guys know who Hera is. Bernd Hollerith, Akira Suganama, Kyusu Kato, and hopefully I didn't murder the name. Guys, Junction has a big following. Junction, I am Junction, and I am Jasmy. So this is what I do, guys. Hopefully you guys love this video. $17 inbound coming, because this project is going to make that happen. Much love, guys. Much success in your crypto journey, and let's get ready for this bull run. The next 3 months are going to be bad to the bone. Let's go. 2024, 2025. Let's get it. Let's make some massive money. 2.2 million Jasmy holding. Let's go. Once again, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, guys, there's a link in the description as well down below. I've been navigating a lot on Twitter, or X. I don't know. I still call it Twitter. People call it X. Obviously, it is X, formerly known as Twitter. Guys, check me out. Run my crypto. I am verified. There is that verified. I went ahead and just did it, guys. I'll be posting everything about Jasmy and Junction. So nothing but the best of the Jasmy family, Jasmy Army. Shout out to all of my supporters from Jasmy. They show much love. Guys, this is really big. We're building a strong community of Jasmy like-minded investors, and there's a lot of naysayers that put down Jasmy, but Junction is really gonna kick into overdrive, and we're gonna see some massive gains. So